Welcome back to A Veil of Crime. Tonight, we journey to England in 1988 to uncover the haunting and tragic case of Helen McCourt, a 22-year-old woman whose disappearance and murder shook the nation and changed the very laws of justice in the United Kingdom. This is not only the story of her untimely death, but also the story of the decades-long fight for justice that followed. Helen McCourt was born in 1965 in Lancashire, England. By all accounts, she was a bright, kind, and ambitious young woman with a very promising future ahead of her. At the age of 22, Helen worked as an insurance clerk in Liverpool, commuting from her home in Billinge, Merseyside. On February 9, 1988, her life was cut short in one of England's most notorious and tragic murder cases. On that fateful day, Helen left work around 5 p.m. and she began her journey home. She was last seen near a bus stop in Billinge, but she never made it back to her family. Panic set in quickly, and Helen's family reported her missing when she failed to arrive for a dinner as expected. The police began immediately searching, and suspicion soon fell upon a local pub owner named Ian Sims. Sims, who owned the George and Dragon pub in Billinge, became the prime suspect after investigators discovered a series of damning clues. Helen's personal belongings were found discarded in the area. Her handbag and clothing contained traces of blood that matched her DNA. Fibers and evidence linked directly back to Sims' car and home. The forensic evidence was groundbreaking for the time. It was one of the first cases in the UK to use DNA profiling to help secure a murder conviction. Despite overwhelming evidence pointing to Sims, one chilling fact remained. Helen's body was never found. Sims consistently denied any involvement, never revealing what he did with her remains. For Helen's mother, Marie Court, this became a lifelong crusade seeking justice for her daughter and closure for her family. In March 1989, Ian Sims was convicted of Helen's abduction and murder, largely on the basis of forensic science and circumstantial evidence. He was sentenced to life imprisonment. The conviction marked a milestone in UK legal history, demonstrating the power of DNA evidence in criminal cases. But for Helen's family, the pain of not knowing her final resting place was unbearable. Marie McCourt became a tireless campaigner for victims' rights. She fought for what would later become known as Helen's Law, a legal measure that prevents convicted murderers who refuse to reveal the locations of their victims' bodies from being granted parole. After decades of campaigning, Helen's Law was finally passed in 2020, ensuring that killers like Sims cannot prolong the suffering of families by keeping such devastating secrets. Tragically, Ian Sims continued to withhold the truth until his death in 2020, taking with him the knowledge of where Helen's body lies. To this day, Helen has never been found, and her family continues to live with the pain of unanswered questions. But her memory lives on through her mother's advocacy, the passage of Helen's Law, and the national awareness raised by her case. The story of Helen McCourt is one of profound grief, but also of remarkable strength. It highlights the resilience of families seeking justice, the evolution of forensic science in the UK, and the importance of laws that protect the dignity of victims. Helen's life, though tragically short, continues to influence justice and victims' rights in England and beyond. The murder of Helen McCourt is a tragic reminder of how lives can be stolen and families left in turmoil. But it is also a testament to a mother's strength and determination to seek justice even when the system seemed unwilling to change. Helen's Law now stands as a legacy of her life, ensuring that victims are never forgotten. Be sure to subscribe and join us next time as we continue to uncover the darkest and most haunting crimes hidden behind history's veil. We would also like to extend a special thank you to our friend John from England for bringing this case to our attention. Your support helps ensure that stories like Helen's are told, remembered, and never forgotten. Thanks again, John. And thank you all for joining us on A Veil of Crime.